I'm going to take you guys along today as I build a cabinet. That's right, today we're coming back to the bathroom project to try to finish up a little more of this bathroom, which has lingered on for way too long. I've been putting this off because honestly, I don't enjoy this kind of work. I kind of dread it, the nitpicky finishing things. I'm not very good at it. We have two large openings here and a deep wall that I built, so this is a wet wall. And I want to build medicine cabinets to install in both of these. The idea here is this one is a cleaning supplies cabinet. This one is personal hygiene cabinet. I'm going to start with this one. Let's start with the easy one. They're both the same, but let's start with this one. The first thing I do when I want to build something is come to the woodshed. I told you guys, these tree frogs, they're everywhere. Go on the tree, frog. Come on. Tree. There we go. This will be the wood for our box. We have a 2x8 framed wall, so we have about 7 inches, 7¼ inches to work in, plus the wall thickness, so about 8 inches total. We'll do a 1x2 frame around the front. Alright, we have enough wood to make the frame. You know, now I'm looking at it trying to decide how I want the shelves to be in there. Originally I was going to do adjustable shelves, but I think I'm going to do fixed shelving because I want to do something a little bit unique, so let's try this out. So I was digging around in the building, found this old piece of wood. It's a little bit beat up and nasty, but I can salvage this. I'm going to rip this into pieces. It's a shame because it's such a big slab. But I don't have any other use for it, and I can cut this up to make my shelving for inside there. This isn't the color I was going to do, but it's going to save me money, and we can use up material we already have on hand. This is just oiled with a tung oil finish, and so I can actually match the frame to this if I need to. So let me rip this down. We're going to make a series of shelves. Alright, I'm going to clean these up a little bit. I think that's a good start. While this is soaking in, I'm going to work on the face frame, start planning out the door, and maybe getting cutting the back panel. I'm gonna do the frame with some Cabernet stain to match the bathroom trim. This water-based stain doesn't give you much time to work with it. And I don't want it to get streaky. So I'm trying to wipe it quick. Alright guys, now for the tricky part. I have to try to build a door. So I'm going to run some wood through the router table with some door panel bits. If I can get them to work right and line up right, we should be able to put a door panel together. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done, but they're just kind of... We just ran through the first pass, the first piece. Let me show you. I put a channel in the wood and a decorative edge on it, and I put it through as one long board. Now I'm going to cut these into the lengths I need to make my door face like frame. And then we have to route the ends of some of them. You'll see how it all interlocks together, but that's something. I'm not sure if I can explain this right, but we have these pieces. They need to connect together this way, but you can see it's decorative. And so there's a special bit that I can route the ends out, and they'll fit into the design, and create the square clean edge. Okay, just got it done. You can see right here. And so these pieces should go together just like that. I'm going to glue them, clamp them, create a frame. It wasn't too bad. I'm going to sand this off, make it clean. Alright, well last night I thought everything was going good, and I set the door aside after I made it so that the glue could dry. Well, what happened was I had it setting up here, leaning against this, and I didn't realize this, but a little rainstorm blew through, and I think it blew off the table. It fell on the floor, and it got a little bit banged up, but worse than that, oil dripped on it. I don't know if the oil dripped off the table or how it got on there, but it had tung oil on the door, and I said, oh no, because the door was supposed to be stained Cabernet to match this. I didn't capture this on camera, but I had to hurry up and work quick because I didn't want the oil to ruin my ability to stain the wood. So I was able to salvage it, and I got it all stained up, and it actually looks really even and good. What I did was I sanded it really quickly where the oil was to try to get off some of that surface. I cleaned it with some denatured alcohol because that's all I had. And I should have used something else like citrus solvent, but I cleaned off the oil and just hit it with stain quick before the oil could set and dry into the wood. Because if the oil dried into the wood, I think my stain would be uneven, and it's a water-based stain. But look it looks really good. You wouldn't even know that happened. So just explaining that story so that you know why I did this without showing you guys. It was kind of a last minute panic thing of there was a big blotch of oil on it, and I said, oh no, I have to fix this. And you don't even notice that it fell off the table. So there it is, front and back, completely done. But now I have to clear finish it. And I definitely wanted to make sure I showed you guys before I do the clear finish, because this is a little bit scary for me and I could ruin this. Sometimes my clear finishes don't come out good on big panels. I think I'm getting a plan, but it involves me taking this face frame off this cabinet. I'm going to unscrew it. It's only pocket hold in because I'm going to be doing a clear spray paint finish. I was going to go with the polyacrylic and be a professional here, but you know, sanding between coats and 30 minutes between coats is not my thing. I just want to get it done. I don't know if there's a reason not to use clear spray paint, clear enamel, but I have a couple cans of it and it'll just be so easy to get it done quick. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it and hope I don't regret it. I'm going to start with the back and see how it goes. I don't love it. I can live with it. The paint finish, it's hard to get an even finish with a spray paint can. Yeah. Let's flip it over and do this side. The face. This is the scary part because I want this to look good. I really wish I just went with an oil finish. The only reason I was doing one of these is because I was thinking I wanted to match the trim in the bathroom, which has a glossy finish, and we used a totally different product. And I could have done a brush on finish, but I'm afraid of it because it's like streaky and brushy, and I just wanted a clean panel. So since I started with the spray paint, I really feel like I have to finish with it. Okay, so while that is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and get the back panel attached to the cabinet. Okay. All right, look how good this is looking. Coming out great. I'm happy with it. So back panel's installed. Everything looks good. So this door is going to be an inset door or a flush door. I'm not sure the proper term here, but basically it's going to be flush with the trim instead of sitting on top of the trim. It goes inside here. And we're using just regular old-fashioned hinges. So I'm going to get those screwed on with the door. And I'm going to bring you back when it's installed so that you can see it and see how cool it looks. As you can see, I have the hinges installed. I'm using these 2.5 inch brass hinges. And I'm getting ready to do the door. A little nervous. Okay, the door didn't come out too bad. You can see the wood grain. I could have probably kept going and got a thicker and thicker gloss finish. I didn't want to mess it up, so I stopped there. So this is the hard part, and basically I just have to get the door centered up perfectly so I can screw it in. Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise yet, but we do have the door mounted. And I just wanted to take you along as I installed the knob. I just drilled the hole for the knob, and this is the knob we chose. Brass with a wood inlay. Let me show you. This is the knob from the store. I found it at Lowe's, and it has a kind of a walnut finish. And what I did, I don't know if you can see the difference, but I put some of the Cabernet stain on this one to match it closer to the cabinet because, you know, obvious. So I'm going to be staining this one too. It took the stain okay. It gave it a more red look. Okay. Perfect. The only thing I did forget on this project is I was going to get a latch, like a magnetic latch or something to keep the door shut, and I forgot to pick it up. Other than that, it's ready to install. The cabinet is finally done. We're ready for the big reveal. I know there's 2 that we have to do, but 1 done. So far, so good. Now, I put some holes in the side of the cabinet on the inside so that I could screw it into the stud sideways. That'll make it cleaner and easier to remove later.
Awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess the only thing with this is this knob could hit the mirror later.
Is like maybe we can do a chain or something that prevents it from swinging out too far.
So when I was putting the hinges on this, I kind of just started mentally saying, okay, they go on this side. I was originally going to swing it this way, but I already started screwing the hinges in, so I went with it. What do you guys think? Is this the wrong direction? I mean, it works.
Can't change it now.
Now that we have a cabinet, let me show you why I designed it to lay out this way. Because we have some things that we wanted to finally get off our floor, which we're sick of looking at. The first thing I wanted to get off the floor was the toilet bowl brush. Kind of gross, somebody wants to look at that. So that's the brush cubby. You guys know. I don't have to explain that one. Okay.
Oh, so we can fit one more?
If you wanted to. Doesn't have to. And then the other thing is basic bathroom cleaners. Can go down here. Check that out. Organized. Right above the toilet. Doesn't that make sense? Now, like I said, I want to get a latch on there just so it's more secure. Probably just a little magnetic thing. We'll see. And then, good.
Maybe a way to keep it from swinging out all the way.
Well, guys, I'm trying to work with the lighting here so you can see it. I think this came out better than I expected. I'm no furniture maker, so I'm impressed here. Even the spray paint finish, I'm going to say, look at it. It looks pretty good. You don't know. It looks like something out of an old house. Knob was perfect. Our son picked out the knob, believe it or not. That was his choice, and I think that's perfect. So there it is. One more step done in our bathroom. First cabinet complete. And it's been a long time coming. And now I feel more confident doing this one, which is the same thing except for it's going to be a mirror. So it should go pretty smoothly. It's still going to be a slow process. I'm going to do that as soon as I can. So I guess that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.